We come in, first thing we do is scout, determine if anything has changed from where we left things the previous day, figure out if there are any things that need responding to immediately. Once we determine that, we go back to our regular routine. We have a protocol we follow. On the protocol, some things are rigid, they have to be done regardless, and some things are based on judgment. So you look at what needs to be done regardless, like pollination, spraying, whatever you need to spray, go through that. And then we check the things that are flexible. Do we need to adjust our water content? And once we're done with that, that's about our day. Because we are in an environment where the concentration of crops is very, very high. The density, as you can tell, is higher than what you get in an outside environment. So we have to do a lot of things that are prophylactic, preventative, right? So we need to make sure that our fungus load is low, our pest load is low. So we spray proactively to make sure that we keep these things down. We tend to use a lot of organic, certified organic agents in the work we do. So a lot of our pesticides and our fungicides are actually organic. So we are not loading these crops with any chemicals that would hurt the people outside. We follow very strict protocols. So whatever the PHI, the pre-harvest interval on the manufacturer's label says, we actually try to follow that to the letter and sometimes exceed it to make sure that when we produce a fruit, it is good enough for my own consumption and yours as well.
My name is Holasi Anku. I am a farmer and this is one of our production sites. In this house, we produce cucumbers and tomatoes. And today we are here to actually show you what goes on in this house. When it comes to greenhouse, one of the things that makes it easy or manageable for us is to use drip lines. So these lines are connected to bags which are growers, which is what we plant in, and then it drops water at exactly the point we want it to drop the water, and it picks from there. So the roots don't go searching because it's being fed directly from there. And it's not just water we use there, we actually feed it. It's the fertigation process, that's what we call it. It's a whole fertigation process where their food is fed through the tubes. So we don't come around trying to feed anything, we just push it straight through the system, so it picks it up from the system.
We grow a number of varieties of tomatoes here. Typically, we've settled with two main types. A beefsteak, we usually get our seeds from Holland Green Tech that carries Rice One seeds. And then we use a plum seed as well that we get from Dizengoff, and that variety is called Eva. They're both very large tomatoes, very tasty tomatoes, very beefy tomatoes, right? So you slice this, you get a lot of flesh versus having water. So you put this tomato on your shelf, not refrigerated. It can stay on your shelf 2 to 3 weeks without suffering any ill effect. A lot of that is the things we've learned over time. It's what nutrients you are giving the crop at what time, what conditions you are growing the crop in, humidity, temperature, what the moisture content of your rooting system is, when you apply what to the crop, and then how you handle the crop and the fruit after picking. Okay, all of that comes together to give you a fruit that is not only pleasing to the eye, but good to eat, tasty, and then last long.
There are lots of connections in this house. If you look around, you can see. The place is divided into zones. There are several zones that we work in here. And the idea is that we grow different kinds of things in stages. So per each stage and what crop we are doing. And this is all because we want to be consistent on the market. The machines that you see or the pumps that you put around, you see, they are to control each zone that we want to produce at a time. So if we are not in production in a particular zone, we just turn it off, then the water and then the feed can be able to flow onto the next production section that we are producing. So that's what you see all around here. We have a station where we do fertigation from end. We put everything that we need to feed the plants in a tank and then connect the tanks to the system. So as and when a particular zone needs it, we open the tap to that and then it feeds it. So we have the system where we mix things there and then come. It's like a little lab where we mix all the things we need to mix and then put it into the tank and then it feeds through the system.
So Urban Jungle was born out of an idea to take urban spaces, unused urban spaces, and turn them into cultivation places. That was the basic idea, so that we can find space very close by to grow vegetables that are tasty, that are healthy and everything. That's where Urban Jungle came from. Over time, it evolved into a major operation where we've actually moved out of farming in the urban space because we found that was not very viable for what we're trying to do. So we moved out of the urban space. Our farms are in the hills in Buri and Pokrum. So we have an open field operation in Pokrum that has a few tiny tunnels and then a large swath of open space where we grow all kinds of greens. We grow habaneros, we grow jalapenos, we do different types of lettuce, we do your eggplants. Premium Vegetables owns this facility. So we went into partnership with Premium Vegetable to run this and realize the dream of providing fresh, healthy vegetables to the community, because that was Kofi's idea as well. So realizing the synergies between our two ideas, we decided, let's merge the operations and run it as one operation. So that is where Urban Jungle and Premium came together. So the front end of the operation is at this point the same. Urban Jungle has a large retail operation. We run Malcolm's fruit and vegetable operation. So everything that comes from here and everything that comes from the other field goes straight into that pack house that goes into the Malcolm operation. We also have a number of wholesalers that we push fruit and vegetable to. Plus we have individual consumers who come to us. Then we run a farmers market, a Saturday farmers market at the Laboni coffee shop. So we have different outlets, where we push what we believe is very healthy vegetables out into the community at very affordable prices. So you don't have to import a tomato like this from Holland. You can get it right here. That's what we do. The closer this is to you, grown properly, the more healthy it is. You create the jobs right here, everybody benefits. That's what we have to.
So this system is what helps us to be able to be efficient at what we are doing in that aspect. And because we are not growing in this zone, but we need to feed the rest of the zones, we use this machine, this system that we've set up here to control this place. So now that we are not working in it, we turn it off, then the rest of the system can be able to have water and feed to grow.
We got involved in the Fresh Grain Ghana consortium very early on at the beginning, because we had the facilities that the project was looking to test and help improve the greenhouse infrastructure in Ghana. So we've been working as part of the project from the beginning. We've helped collect data, we've helped analyze the data, we've looked at different parameters of the things that are going on in the Ghana greenhouse environment, what is different here versus other places. And there's been a lot of lessons we've learned from it. The good thing for us is we didn't wait till the end of the project to start applying the learnings. So as we went along, everything we saw was beneficial. We started applying it immediately. So things like we monitor our temperature. There's a thermometer hanging somewhere in the back there. There's a weather station sitting outside. So we collect a lot of data as part of this project. We have EC meters, we have pH meters, we measure our moisture content of our medium. We do all kinds of things. And those measurements inform us as to what the prevailing environment is, so that we can grow based on that environment, and also what we can change so that we make those changes to better suit the crops that we grow. So that is what we have benefited from the consortium. At this point, the consortium has gotten to the point where all that information has been put together in a final report, and we want to disseminate that information to the wider public. There are a lot of people out there who have facilities like this or who are contemplating putting up facilities like this. A lot of the learnings are also not only specific to greenhouses, but can be applied anywhere you're growing vegetables as well. So that information should be pushed out as far and wide as we can get it, so that then it benefits the entire industry.